Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Elite Dangerous, and this time it's a special report. I think it's a special report and it deals with a community update that came out on the Frontier forums last night, and I'll put the link to the full update in the comments. Now this update is going to touch on a couple of things. It's going to touch on what is going to be included in Chapter 4, what it means to have paid content, paid premium content, and what it means for some of those, like myself, who are a lifetime expansion pass owner. Now, they start off with basically thanking the community for all the support they've had over 6 years of the development of the game, right the way through from the Kickstarter. And they say, we started our Elite Dangerous journey over 6 years ago. And today, hundreds of thousands of commanders log in regularly to continue their epic space journey. Now that's an important point. Hundreds of thousands. Anyway, they're overjoyed with all what's going on within the community groups, and they're bowled over by the enthusiasm. So they're very happy with how successful the game is. So as I mentioned, we're going to get started with the Chapter 4 content and what they've released in their update here. Now they state, as you know, our largest update of the year for the Beyond series is in final development and will be available for players to get their hands on in just a number of weeks. Well, okay, sometime in Q4. They haven't stated when in Q4. This will be the final update of 2018. And indeed the Beyond season. The Beyond season was always about something that they wanted to do in order to bring even more enhancements to the core experience of Elite, and being able to dedicate a full development team of over 100 people, an army really, for a full year of free content, specifically to gear themselves up to support a long-term vision of the game. Now some would say, perhaps fixing everything that was broken in the game so that they could start charging for it with paid content. Just my point of view, that's all I'm going to say. What do you think? Put it in the comments. In fact, we're going to hold a poll. Let's have a poll on this. Now in the top right hand corner of the screen by the Ricardo section, you're going to see a little icon that says poll. Click on there, vote now. Were they fixing the game dynamics to support paid content? Were they getting their house in order so that everything that had been put in that had bugs in it was going to work? Let's see your comments in the comment section. Let's click the old vote button and vote now. Now the writer also mentions, on a personal note, Squadrons is something I'm most excited by. Seeing our payer groups grow and the stories they've created that has been incredible, and now being able to see them take that to the next level, formalise their groups in-game, tag up and team up is something I'm really looking forward to, they write. There's also a huge group of players who are most excited by the new additions to exploration. I also know from talking to so many of you online and in person that this is a huge moment, and the development team are working really hard to deliver new content and mechanics to give explorers that thrill of venturing out into the black, as opposed to going out, scanning a planet and not finding anything else. And there's even more with additions with significant mining enhancements. Woo! Mining! Well, there you have it, everybody. Significant mining enhancements. I'm not really a miner. Now, some people are, and it is something I've been meaning to get round to. I just can't be bothered. Rolling up to an asteroid, getting the old mining laser out, and shooting a rock in space, and then getting my arse shot off by somebody else then, because, you know, I'm concentrating on a floating piece of rock. I know I've got to do it to get these hull upgrades, and it's something I've been meaning to do. I just can't bring myself to do it. Who's a miner? Anyone a miner here? Put your mining and your mining tips in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Join the Discord. The Discord is here for all of us. I might put a little section there for mining, because it's something I've got to get into. Anyway, they're continuing. So they've mentioned mining. They continue to talk about a full game visual upgrade. This could be to support the new graphics cards, the next generation of graphics cards that are coming out. Now I've got a 1070 GTX. I'm very happy with that card. I didn't have enough money to spring for the 1080. In a way, I wish I had. Wish I'd waited a little bit. You know, because the frame rates and all the rest of it and the rendering is fantastic. But the 20XX models are coming out now from Nvidia, and they're going to be an absolute arm and a leg. Okay, so they say that there's also going to be a codex, which they state will bring even more richness to the game experience and depth to the way people play. And it's certainly an update they're all very excited to see. So I went on to the community and had a look around for comments, and oddly enough, the codex is one of the most highly anticipated features in the upcoming update of the year. It's been said, and a number of posts have come into it, and they think, it'll be very low key, but a huge game changer into how players get invested and are immersed with their, everyone goes on about immersion, right, in the game, and I think it's very important as opposed to like looking at Galnet and trolling through, and we all know I followed the League of Reparation for like 10 or 12 weeks, and that just ended in a community goal, and then the person got rescued, supposedly, to be continued in somewhere else. I mean, we need more than just a community goal where you jump into a system, into a combat zone, and shoot the other ships. There needs to be more than this. And if this can flesh this out, right? It would be great. It's going to be great to have a place where you can collect and organise or trade data, market changes, a place where you can look at players and characters who you've interacted with, or, even just to collect jurisdiction information or local information in systems. Even all those threads and breadcrumbs on trying to find a mystery or lore within the game, as opposed to trolling the internet. Keep everybody in the interface, as opposed to on Twitter or on, hey, dare I say it, on YouTube. Give people a quintessential and definite place as to where to find all this lore in game, and make it official so people are not being led down the garden path. Now let's talk about an ambiguity point of view here. There's a statement that says, "We do have one exciting piece of news," as if the rest wasn't exciting enough, to share that to date we have not shared with our community. Okay, well, we've all known something is coming. A while ago, our development team went from pre-production into full production on our next major milestone of elite development. Now, what that means in the simplest terms, we'll break it down to us, make it simple, is that the team are actively working on the next major landmark, which takes us to our next era for elite. We aren't going to be ready to talk about this or announce any details for quite a while yet, so I'll be next year then. It's early in the development and there is still a long way to go, but I can say that this is something that will be scheduled to release a considerable time after the final update of Beyond. So if the update of Beyond is Chapter 4, this is a considerable time after that update. So nothing we've got to worry about in the immediate future. They also continue, we will have more details on exactly what this means and how the era will roll out after the release of Beyond Chapter 4. This does mark some exciting next steps and a continued commitment to the long-term vision for the game and our community. Now they say as well, naturally there'll be community questions that might come up from this information, and they're not going to be ready to talk about what method or model the content will be. But what they can say is it's expected to be a major milestone. So you've got it, a major milestone, and here it comes, and will be paid content. Paid content. So something big's coming, but get your wallets out, because, we're going to charge you more than that. Now, I myself have the lifetime pass. I spent £100 British on that, and I think I've had good value for money for it. However, we were promised some things, which will come on a little bit later, about the lifetime expansion pass. Now, like as they state here, lifetime expansion owners will obviously receive the content as part of their pass, which is good, because I was wondering about this. Now, it kind of contradicts a little bit by itself here, because as I go through the notes, we'll come to it. It says, the lifetime expansion owners will obviously receive the content as part of their pass. Brilliant. Fantastic, right? So I haven't got to pay for it. Lifetime pass owners have not got to pay for it, right? sorry everybody who hasn't got the lifetime pass, you're going to have to get your hands in your pocket. But then further on down, they do say that some content that is not included, you know, paid content is not going to be included, you're going to be compensated for by some sort of in-store development. We'll get to that in a minute. We're jumping ahead. We're going a little bit off message. So they continue. As part of pre-production, the team investigate all areas of the content and scope them out thoroughly. It is important to take time to be clear on what the vision for this is and how we imagine the content working. Now, here we go. During this process, we have made a decision to adjust the focus of content that were previously planned for the Chapter 4 update. Now here they're talking about adding significant new gameplay, but it also means, and here it comes, other aspects will have to change. This means that some aspects of content, such as Ice Planet, which everyone saw at LaveCon earlier this year, and here it is, fleet carriers for squadrons, will not be coming. Now I think the ability to launch your friends into space in a squadron, Battlestar Galactica-like, from a fleet carrier was one of the most anticipated things. Never mind this codex, we've got Galnet for that. Never mind visual upgrades, I think it's visually spectacular enough. But this thing with the squadrons, they've got that. Fleet carriers being cancelled, I think this is one of the biggest blows to the game. What do you think? Let's have another poll. Do you think the omission of fleet carriers in free content is a deal breaker for the game? Yes or no? I mean, they do continue to say that, however, we wanted to be aware that these two elements specifically would be reprioritized out of the upcoming Beyond Chapter 4 update. Well, what does this mean? Well, it means you're going to have to pay for it, okay? And as a result, get your pounds out. The Chapter 4 update still has the same, if not bigger scope, and continues to promise the largest update of the Beyond season. Well, we haven't really seen that much in Beyond, have we? We've seen a couple of ships, we've seen some Guardian bases, nothing that really sort of like stands out and think, ooh, you know, that's amazing. So, it promises to have the largest update with a bigger scope. It still has the same, if not bigger scope. Well, if it's the same scope, all that would be included, wouldn't it? Anyway, depends what the scope is, and they don't really define it. Another area that we've had a number of questions on is the premium content coming in 2018. Now, I've got to take some time to talk about premium content. Now they state, as many of you will know, previously mentioned that premium content, paid for content, as if you didn't know what that was, would also be coming within the Beyond season of updates, and that the lifetime expansion pass holders would be getting this for free. Now, I am a lifetime expansion pass holder. However, as we went through the early stages of what the next era for Elite Dangerous would be, we decided that it would be better to spend that additional time on future content, rather than bringing new types of purchasable content out this year. Well, hey, I'm all for delaying purchasable content. As long as it's purchasable content, right, does not mean you have to pay to win. I don't like this pay to win stuff. Pay to win, right? Well, why should you do this? That is discriminating against people who haven't got a lot of money, who haven't got the money to spend on, you know, the best weapons and that sort of thing. The game is grindy enough, and we all complain about the grind. They say that this is a big positive for the long-term future of the game and its content. But there we go. However, we also understand that there are people with lifetime expansion passes, me, who haven't received paid content for this season. Hey, whatever. Because Beyond has been free to all owners of Horizons, and it has been, and you know, you buy Horizons, what was the point of having that anyway? We truly appreciate the support and commitment of those owners who have put in when they purchased the Lifetime Expansion Pass. Lifetime Expansion Pass. Anyway, we will be making sure that there is a form of free store content going out to them, me, Lifetime Expansion Pass owners, by the end of the year. What that's going to be, I don't know. It better not be a bloody paint job for the ship. The most important thing they say in closing, we'd like to thank the community to take from this that there are some incredible things coming on the horizon. It's been a journey, and there's going to be questions, and feel free to share the questions. Hey, I've looked through the forum. People have mentioned the codex. Yes, they have. The fleet carriers are going to be a huge blow. Frontier changing or moving the goalposts on this to what effectively has been, you know, a roadmap that's been published and what's been coming. There's also sort of geared an awful lot of anticipation throughout the year prior to Chapter 4. Now, with some of this stuff now going to be included within paid content, where does that leave the community? I mean, people are going to be, they think, slighted by this? Do they think they're not going to get their value for money? Are they going to lose some player community? Is this game going to go the way of World of Warcraft or something like that? I mean, let's take a little bit of time to talk about No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky had its second coming recently. We've all known this. I've put some videos about No Man's Sky, and it's okay. You know, I like it. It's similar but not the same, and I do like a little bit of exploration. Now, they had a small, scrappy team of devs. It was released. It had more. It was released, and it had more content than Elite did anyway, right? You can't argue with that. It did. It wasn't the content people wanted, and it was buggy. But they've continuously released updates all the way through Atlas into what's now next. There's a huge amount of content within Elite Dangerous, a huge amount. And, you know, for the new player and even the seasoned player, like I've said myself, I haven't done any mining yet. So that's something I can still go out and do, and, you know, there's more engineers, and I can fly around the galaxy, I can go to the Genosis, you know, I can explore Guardian Ruins as the Thargoids, and, you know, go through the ship grind and all the rest of it. But, let's face it, these two games are always going to be compared. Now, I don't know why, but they are. A lot of people in the community are saying that No Man's Sky is embarrassing Elite Dangerous. I don't think that is exactly true. I mean, the graphics are different. Yes, it's procedural. I think it's more realistic, Elite Dangerous. I think it's more open world. I don't think it's as story driven. But then some people think that is a negative. I don't know. I'm a little bit disappointed with these fleet carriers, I have to say. Graphical updates are always welcome, even though I think it looks okay by itself. And to recap, well, this is just another change. Paid premium content. What's that going to come as? Is it going to come as another pass for the next section? Are you going to play a yearly subscription to play the game? I mean, I've already bought the game. I've already bought the lifetime pass. I really don't want to be paying something on a monthly basis on whether I pick up or whether I don't. Whether it'll come like that or whether you buy a season. Who knows? Anyway, this has been Ricardo. I have been talking about the important community update that came out on Frontier's webpage. I hope you've all stuck with me. If it's been a bit ranty, I do apologise. Please put your comments in the comments section. Keep it clean. We're all friends here. We've got a Discord going as well. Join the Discord. You've all been invited. I can invite you to the Discord, and the link is in the comments section. You'll find a great community of like-minded people there, and we keep everything clean. There's no trolling, and if there is any trolling, then you're out. But there you go. Thanks for watching. Are you still with me? Fly safe and enjoy Chapter 3, because apparently Chapter 4 is coming really soon.